Hello, my latchkey friends. Tonight we're going to be making beef pot pie, not chicken pot pie. This is a really rich beef pot pie with homemade pastry, and you're just going to see how easy it is. I'm going to make the pastry because Michael is a little nervous about it, but once he sees how I do this and you see, you're going to think this is no problem at all. So I just like doing a 1-to-1 ratio for my pastry. Some people add a little more flour because it's easier to work with, but I like it really flaky and buttery and just good. So the only thing I'm not going to add to this is I'm not going to add any salt because Kerrygold butter is great butter, but it's a little salty, so I'm not going to add any extra salt to this. One of these blocks of Kerrygold is 2 sticks of butter, okay? So I've got 2 cups of flour, all-purpose, organic, and 2 sticks of Irish butter. So I'm gonna chop up the butter into smaller pieces. It's ice cold, you want it really cold. And then we're going to put it in our mixer. This butter has so much fat in it, it was a little hard to cut up. I think next time I might put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes because it's really got a high fat content. So we're gonna put that in there, which I already did, and we're gonna put in our flour, and we're gonna make the little small peas like I talk about all the time when I make pastry. Okay, so it didn't make super small peas because it has so much fat, like I said, it's clumping up with the flour, but that's okay. It's not gonna make any difference at all. Now I'm gonna put in a 1/2 cup of ice cold water, super cold, okay? And this is gonna form a ball. See how pretty? Now I'm gonna put this in a bowl and wrap it up with a little bit of plastic wrap, or you can put it in a bag. Actually, I really like putting it in a bag, but I'm not sure if I have the right size, so I might wrap it with some plastic wrap and then just put it right back in this bowl right here. Okay, and we're gonna put that in the fridge for probably about half an hour. You see what I did with the cling wrap here? I just put it onto the cling wrap. I'm gonna roll it up, stick it in the bowl, and then we're good to go until I roll it out while Michael makes the filling. So here's Michael.
All right, so my contribution to this dish is going to be the filling, the meat pie part of it. So I'm gonna start with a pan. I've got about a teaspoon of grapeseed oil, and I'm gonna add a chopped onion to it. And we're just gonna cook the onions until they're a nice light brown. All right, my onions are almost done. I'm gonna set those aside. Okay, in this instance, I'm gonna cheat a little bit and use one of McCormick's organic brown gravy mixes. This is so easy. You put it in a pan, add a cup of cold water, and just start whisking. All right, all my dry gravy mix has been mixed into the ice cold water, and we're just gonna bring this up to a light boil. There we go, done. I told you it was easy. Now we're gonna take that off the heat and just set it aside for a moment. To my onions, I'm gonna add 1 pound of chuck roast. Now, I cooked a chuck roast yesterday. I cooked actually 2 pounds and saved 1 of this aside just for this meal. So this is already cooked and I've already diced it up. Now let's just start adding some vegetables to this pie. Next, I'm going to add about 1/3 cup each of corn, peas, carrots, and green beans. Yeah, you could use the mixed vegetables from the frozen section, but I kind of like the fresh instead. We'll give that a nice stir. I poured that organic brown gravy right over top and then given it another good stir. I'm gonna cover this, and then Elizabeth is gonna put the rest of this meal together.
So we have our beautiful filling here and our glass pie plate. I preheated the oven to 350 degrees. Now we're gonna roll out that beautiful pastry. Okay, you know how we do. We feed the chickens with a little flour underneath. And then I'm gonna pull a Julia Child here and I'm gonna whack this dough because it's really cold. Just picture the freaking Corona when you're doing this. And that's how I feel about that. So we're gonna put a little flour on top and we're gonna start rolling it out into the bottom and the top. Because nobody likes when you have a pot pie and it doesn't have the crust on the bottom. That is just a total cheat. So after you roll it out, you roll it up onto the pan and then you can roll it right over the bottom of the pan. And if it breaks or cracks or something, just use your finger and push it back together. There's enough butter in there, it's not gonna make any difference. You see, the bottom crust doesn't look perfect, but that's okay because we're gonna tuck it in with the top and I put the filling in there. Now we're gonna put the top on. So now you're gonna brush this whole thing with an egg wash. I'll decorate the top a little bit and we'll pop it in the oven. So that's gonna go in the oven until it's nice and brown on top and bubbly, and because the filling's already cooked, and then we're gonna eat.
Golden brown and delicious. The recipe's at foodnationradio.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and click the subscribe button there on the right-hand side, and then click on the little bell, and you'll be the first to know whenever we post recipes. I'm Michael Serio, along with Elizabeth Doherty. Thanks for watching. Let's eat.